Hey everybody, and wow, it seems like I haven't done a video in so long, so I feel a bit out of the loop and a little bit awkward. It actually feels like I'm just talking to a camera, and I know a lot of people feel that way when they haven't been in the YouTubey community, like at least making videos, for a little while. But nevertheless, I am here to express my opinions on these fabric paints that I bought about a couple of weeks ago. So these are the Dylon fabric paints, and they are £2.99 each, which isn't too bad because they're 25ml. So I mean, they're tiny, but they do last a while, and you know, they're not too expensive. So I got yellow, blue and red. They're specifically called yellow, blue and red, and they are for dark fabrics. So you can get a set which are more based for lighter use and, you know, general use for lighter fabrics and stuff. And then you can get these sets which I believe are probably more pigmented and have more of a deeper undertone, so it sticks and holds well onto darker fabrics, which is why I needed it. The reason why I got these dyes is because my mum washed my Miku Hatsune cosplay in the washing machine at, I think, quite a high level, and painted parts, so all like the programming bits on the sleeves and the Vocaloid print on the breast pocket thingy, all jacked up. They were flaking off and it was horrible, and that was the reason why the overall painting of the fabric didn't come out as good as it could have been, because it had that weird flaky base that, you know, the paint was still kind of on there, but it wasn't. I didn't want to scratch it off because I was using it as a guideline to actually put the newer paint on. So yeah, that's why I got these. So we're going to start with the yellow paint and my review on this specifically. This came out very streaky and watery. I think it's the weakest pigment out of the three that I got. But I did forget to shake it initially, so that might have been why, because after I shook it for like the second coat, I found it improved the consistency quite a bit, and it just went on more easily, but that might have been because I already had like the general base down first. Anyway, this is the picture of what a first coat looks like. And this is the second coat after it's been ironed down. So it is still kind of streaky in some places. The ironing didn't do much to lock in the colouring, like it didn't bring out the sharpness that much. This paint, it's just, I don't think it's the best out of the three. I needed it, so I had to get it, but if I can avoid using this yellow, I probably would. I don't know if it's just the Dylon brand that this yellow's bad, but I don't know. I'm not too pleased on the outcome of this colour. So the next is this blue colour, and it is the perfect consistency. It was the most even and opaque out of all three of them, and I'm really pleased with the outcome I made. It might be because it's just generally, you know, blue's just a stronger colour anyway, or it may be because I decided, oh yeah, I'm supposed to shake this before I use it. But nevertheless, this was the best paint out of all three that I used. It was much more easy to manipulate than the others. It just went on smoothly, and it did quite a good job at layering actually. So yeah, I did do a second coat after the ironing. I won't put another picture because you can see from the pictures that I inserted about the yellow what the rest of the paint job looks like. Lastly, I have the red one to review. Now, it's kind of a mix of consistencies. It's not too watery, but it's not entirely there yet. It doesn't meet the blue in solidity, if that's a word. I was happy with the results of this. It did have more of an even finish than the yellow did. Again, it might be because it's a stronger colour generally. But yeah, I did shake this before I used it. Unlike I did with the yellow, I ironed it and did a second coat 2 days after, and the paint went on much more smoothly. I think because it had that smooth base, because I left the paint to dry much longer than I did with the other two colours. So maybe because it was more, you know, smoothed over and just left to dry. That's probably why it went on much more smoother the second time around. Overall, I do like these paint. I don't know, I might dive in and try some other fabric paints to see specifically what their pigmentation's like, especially for yellows. But for now, and what I needed it for as a quick fix, I'm pleased with the results. I mean, my cosplay, the one that I kind of revamped and put more paint on, it's not the best. It is still streaky because I've not painted on clothes before, not really. So I was a bit trial and error kind of thing, but yeah, I am pleased with what I've achieved with my first time kind of doing this with these Dylon fabric paints, and I would recommend them. Maybe not the yellow, but I definitely these two I recommend. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Again, I know I've been out of the YouTube making video loop for a while, so sorry if this was kind of awkward, but that is all for now. I shall speak to you in the next video. See you later.